Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to The Doctor and the Goodfella, what I would consider one of the newest and brightest podcasts. We are not scripted. Everything we're doing is off the cuff. And these young ladies and our doctor are talking from their own life experience. It's not that we have a writer or associate producers writing the script for us, and I think that's what makes us unique. And I think you've heard so much of my, let's call it nonsense, about organized crime, incarcerations, and I have a lot of stories for you, but I think the one that we've been talking about over the last few episodes is one, Miss Vicky's comparison to her journey through life and the Me Too movement. Two, Doc asked a very good question in regards to this thing that I'm learning, like you are, about the lifestyle. And, let's be honest, I'm just as human as the next guy. I'm over here listening to these young ladies talk. They're all attracted and I'm getting hard, which is a good sign at my age. So
he's buying lunch.
Here's my question. Miss Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
Are there, or can you ask the question out there? I think I heard you say it last time. Are there any fantasies or dreams?
Do you have, I was asking Mary.
Thank you.
Do you have any fantasies or anything that you thought maybe that would be out there that, how would you, how would
Yes,
that-
it would include Harrison Ford, but that's neither here nor there. Yes, I do, because I've always worked in a business where I meet all kinds of people, rich people that are all into S&M and this and that. You would never know it. Proper people. I know an owner of a huge, gigantic furniture company that they're swingers. I didn't know that. I know that I'm experienced in this, but not doing it. I was asked several times I worked at a yacht club, several times by all these rich people, can you come to my house? I'll pay you to watch me and my wife have sex. All this kind of stuff that I was experienced in, but I didn't know anything of. I didn't know there was a lifestyle thing, but I was also realizing that the people with the upper class were the most ones into this. I've known people all over because, being a waitress and working with people, it gives you such insight on people. But I do realize that people with the most money were the ones that you would never know it. I know this guy that was billionaire in Newport Beach, and he had me clean his apartment house because he always had affairs with people, but he was also into heavy S&M. Who knew that? This is a man who was, who knew it? I found it in a closet, and he said, okay, let me tell you about that. But I'm just saying, it's the people that I was experienced. I had the lifestyle thing was for me. Yes, I have a boyfriend. Okay, he's married. I'm a big sinner, but anyway, I honestly would do. I would like to do something like that if it was just him and I, because I haven't had sex with anybody outside of him, but I have a lot of questions for her tomorrow, but to be able to fantasize once in a while before you leave this earth, fantasize, get out of your scariness and just do a little something in your mind. Everybody, I don't care who you are, has a fantasy. They don't want to tell you, but everybody does. It's natural. It's only human nature to want to see what it's like to experience somebody else or see somebody else naked. The first time I saw people have sex, outside it was crazy. I thought, oh my God, I don't like to do this. The money was great, but I thought, no, let me just figure this out. But it was something that my mind goes, okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't something horrible experience. But so I'm sure everybody, Doc, I was going to let his fantasy, but whatever. Yeah, we're going to talk about Doc's fantasy because I'm curious. Okay, but everybody has a sexuality that they haven't experienced. They do.
They do,
I'm
and
telling you,
you'd
they
be
do.
really surprised at what you can do with people. Like I said, for me, it's about enhancing your body.
Well, let me ask you a question. The first time your husband ever had sex with somebody outside of you, were you a little jealous? Were you thinking, don't want to do this?
You want to hear about that?
Yes,
Funny.
I do. I've asked it. Yes, I do.
So we're driving home. We went to this party, and we're driving home.
How did you get into this party? You just heard on the street, or you just got invited?
She wanted to spice things up. I heard you said you wanted a little spice.
So you just kind of start investigating.
And we kind of fell into it with another couple. It was just the four of us. For the longest time.
Because you guys are talking about it. It's like, let's go try it out.
Let's see. We kind of liked it, and let's go check it out. So the first time I seen him have sex with somebody, we get in the car and we're going home, and I go, You when you had sex with her, that was okay, but you look at her like the same way you look at me.
That's a toughie. That's a
and
toughie.
he looks at me and he goes,
That's a toughie.
he's driving, and
Yeah.
we're going down the freeway, and he goes, honey, I only know how to have sex one way. And I went, oh. He goes, I don't know, there's
Yeah.
not a different way to
Yeah.
have sex. And
Yeah.
and when he said that, the light bulb went off, and I went, you know what, you're right. You're right. It didn't even occur to me. It just was, I seen him look at somebody else the way he looks at me, and that kind of was like, huh.
Were you jealous? Were you like, oh
I-
my
no,
God,
I
he
was
likes her more
wondering.
than me?
No, I never wondered that. I just wondered why. I mean,
I'm not
but
so.
the same thing goes for me. I look at who I'm with the same face
Okay.
that I would
Yeah.
with my husband.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
it's
so
natural
sure
'cause
about
it's-
that.
Well, wait a minute, Doc. I know this is a question I probably none of my business, but would you ever consider you and your wife doing it once with another room full of people or another couple
Or a threesome?
or a threesome? Thank you for that. I was going to mention that,
Well,
like another
we're gonna
girl.
go- I could tell you that with my wife, it will absolutely never happen
Have you ever suggested it to her?
because, no, I never suggested to her because
Every woman has a fantasy.
because
He knows her
because I
boundaries.
know
He knows
she
too.
would not do that under any circumstances.
Yeah, I'm the
Would you
same
do
way.
would
All
you
right.
do it if she did want it?
I was just going to ask that. I can't believe you said that.
Would you do it?
She said, okay. Doc.
If she agreed to do it, I would strongly consider it. Yes.
Oh my God.
See, everybody
Yes.
has a little. The
All
one
right?
thing that
and Mary knows what my fantasy is.
I do.
All right.
It'll cost
Which
you
has
if you want to know.
never been achieved, which was the thought for me is whether I could please two women at the same time.
Threesome.
Wait a minute. You do know
And
your
you
wife already
can.
watching this pot.
And
Okay,
you
now the
can.
cat's out of the bag.
and you can't.
It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
It's never been done.
And men have it.
And
if
the
you're,
question
if you're going to
is-
sit there and think that nobody's thinking in their head, man, it'd be cool if this was happening or that was happening or the other thing was happening in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you it can happen.
And the reason I think that way is because in order for me to have any quality sex, my mind has to be involved. I have to have some sort of connection with that person.
Emotional.
So do I. So do
Emotional
I.
connection.
All right.
And I've had guys come up to me and wanna
that becomes
just-
a difficult situation. And actually, I discuss that with Mary.
First day, I think. First day of meeting him.
Well,
Remember the
maybe I can
podcast?
throw something in
God, I love
there.
this show
I'm
tonight.
not.
I love this
I
subject.
can,
Yeah.
I can
I'm
tell
so
you something.
happy right now.
I've got this
Mary
one guy-
is very knows a lot about my life, and two of the young ladies that I had the menage a trois with, okay, I thought was going to be for a weekend, and it wound up being 6 months in my condo in Newport Beach. And Ron, I mean, it's interesting what you said is like, could I turn around and satisfy both ladies? Well, I think you're not putting something into the equation. You're having help. Okay, so when I was there with, I'll leave them nameless, but Mary knows who they are, two beautiful young ladies.
Gorgeous.
They enjoyed each other.
Okay.
They were getting each other off. I was able to watch. I had a time to recoup. We had a little help with some substances that you can use to enhance it.
Excuse me, hang on a second.
And
Okay.
yeah, exactly. I don't mean.
There you go. Go ahead.
Exactly. And I'm not talking about, anything to do with Viagra. And a couple of drinks, which is okay. A couple of the people wanted to, smoke some pot or whatever the case is. But Ron, to answer your question, it's not going to be just about can you perform with both ladies. It's going to be, is the partner that's with you going to help you, okay,
Right.
with the other person and vice versa. And I can tell you one thing, sir. Out of my life, which has been, you heard me say it, bumps in the road, a lot of curves, a lot of twists, cliffhangers, speedways. At 6 months with those two young ladies, I think probably one of the most memorable times that I ever had.
Oh, I'm so loving you right now.
Well, because I appreciated both ladies, and it was a beautiful thing, all right? And I took care of both of them. So, but I didn't do what I believe Miss Vicky is trying to explain to us about that, because that might just be a, one and done at a meet and greet. Would I be almost correct?
It may not be. I mean,
Or may or may not be.
we've met people from all over the world, and
Yeah, you told me it's worldwide.
it is worldwide. It is worldwide.
Oh, I'd love to get somebody from Zimbabwe.
Well, did you ever experience you and your husband going in a place, meeting another couple where the man just wants to watch, but the girl would come with you? Like that kind of thing? Has that happened?
Yeah. And here's something, this was before we were in the lifestyle. This girl was having a hard time. She didn't know how to back up the boat trailer.
Okay.
And so I'm walking, and I can see her kind of fidgeting, and she goes, "Excuse me, come here." And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "Do you know anything about backing up a trailer?" I said, "Well, yeah, I got some experience." And she said, "My husband hurt his arm. We got to take him to the doctor. Would you mind doing that?" So, because look at all the people, and that's what they go and hang out there to watch somebody fail, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so I said, "Sure." I said, "Here, and so she moves over. I spin it around. I back it down in there, and I get out, and I said, "Now here you go.
That would
Have a
make
nice
anybody
night."
hot.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't gotten
She
there
was
yet.
topless at the time.
Chris
She
and I
was
go to
topless at the
dinner.
time, but that's
Chris and I go
No,
to
but
dinner.
seeing a woman
Chris-
back down a
wait,
trailer
wait.
that a man can't do. Yeah.
So Chris and I go to dinner, and we're walking back to our motorhome, and we run into the gal. And she goes, "Oh, my God." She comes up, and she hugs me, and she goes, "Thank you so much for what you did." And she explains it to Chris, and I said, "Oh, this is the girl, And she says, "I owe your wife, but I can't do anything with you because that'd be cheating." And I look over at him, and then I'm looking at her, and I'm thinking, huh? She goes, "Oh, you got to come here." And we go down to the boats, right where the boats are. She goes, "Where's your boat?" And I go, "My boat's right there." And she picks me up, puts me down, and takes care of me. Boom.
I'm giving a gift
And I
basket
go-
when you do something nice.
I go-
This is the new generation.
Out in public.
No gift
Out in
basket.
public.
You go down on a
Out in front
person.
of God and everybody,
Oh.
right
In
there on
your
my
boat.
boat, on my boat.
Like
Just
on
talk
the
about
ramp
grateful.
or in the water.
the boat was in a what do you call it? The boat place.
Okay.
Dock.
A
The dock. Thank
yeah.
you.
At the dock?
It was at the
Like
dock.
people are walking around?
It was
Yeah,
nice.
she just
Was it
picked me
nice?
up and laid me down and
Goodness.
took care of it. And
Is this
and
in
she-
Havasu?
Yeah, no. It was in Yuma. It was
At a lake.
Martinez.
Wow.
Norma wants
And
to
I
know
was
so she
like-
could go there. Maybe that
and I
girl's
was
still
like-
there.
I
We
was
don't
like
know.
looking at Chris, and he's looking at me, and I'm going,
Well, you don't know.
I don't know. But these girls, some of them are just, I've been picked up a few times, let's just say.
Oh, I
God.
have no doubt about that.
Yeah,
Angelo,
she's,
I have a
I'm-
question for you.
Please.
Oh, no.
So after your
Threesome.
menage a trois,
6 months.
6 months of it.
6 months.
And these girls were
can,
gorgeous.
Can you
by
go
the
back
way.
to vanilla?
Well, of
You
course.
did.
He was
with Kat.
vanilla
You
to
did.
begin with.
I met
Just because he was with two girls doesn't mean that he's a swinger.
Yeah.
He was
It just
faithful.
means he's a dude getting it with two women.
But you can go back to just being with one person and being satisfied.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
I did it.
He
I
was
did it.
totally.
He didn't know
faithful
anything
to
about
her.
the
What about
life.
you?
He didn't know
Can you
anything.
go back to just having one partner and
Yeah.
not miss that
Yes.
lifestyle?
I wouldn't.
That's a good
I
question.
would miss
That's
the
a really good
events.
question.
I would have missed the
Because it's like
events.
50 Shades of
Right.
Grey. It's
Let me
like,
tell-
how do you go
From
Let me
from
tell
all
you,
this excitement to just
the back
vanilla?
goes out. You're tired. I got it all.
To me, I don't care. As long, if I love the man, it didn't matter to me if we were in the lifestyle or not in the lifestyle. Didn't matter to me. I was in love with my husband. We had great sex.
But you
Everything
were
was-
More,
looking for
apparently.
something, you admitted that, something to
Well,
spice it
yeah,
up.
to spice it up, because.
So could you go back to vanilla, you think?
Yeah. Yeah. And I have been. I haven't been with anybody. I mean,
Well, that's celibacy, that's not the same as being
Well,
vanilla.
before we wrap up this session,
Apparently, your
And I
husband's having
think
an
our
affair with somebody at a
audience-
phone company.
I don't
That's what I'm
see-
thinking.
That's
That's
what I
it.
thought,
He's
too.
sleeping with everybody at Verizon. That's what I'm thinking.
That's I was thinking too,
I'm
but you
telling
know
you.
what? No, he actually worked with one of the ladies that had people at Verizon.
Absolutely.
When he
He's got a
worked for
connection.
Qualcomm.
He's got a connection. I'm telling
Mary,
you. Yes.
I got a question for Vicky. We have our phone lines are lighting up, but we're not equipped right now to take these calls. I've never seen so many people calling in wanting to talk to our associate producers and ask questions to everybody, but we're just not equipped for that at this. And I do apologize to our audience. We're setting that up for the future. So I'll pose a question that might be on your mind. And Ms. Vicky, if this is a question you can't answer, like I said, you just say you can't answer it. It's not appropriate. I, as a man, is the first to tell you, I don't think there's anything sexier than two women making out, hugging and kissing. I feel it's so sensual, so beautiful. It's all, to me, it's music to my ears. I could sit there and watch that forever. My question to you would be is this. Did you ever see the two men getting it on in any of these?
I have.
Wow.
I
Wow,
have.
that's
and the one thing I have done is I've learned a lot about me. I have, and what I like and what I don't like.
Absolutely. Amen.
What I like to do and what I don't like to do. And I like to bring anything I do, I like to make it edgy, but good. It has to feel good.
So do you like watching two men?
Not my thing, really. Not my thing. It just sort of happened, and I was like, oh, and I laughed.
So it didn't bother you? Oh, it did bother you not
No,
to
it didn't
leave?
bother me. I'm not interested.
You see, Norma, you're right, and I think that's where.
If they want to do it, it's
Well,
cool,
the
but I don't
women's
know.
organizations would probably strike me down for this because it is kind of like, come on now, of course.
Two
I-
women, on the other hand, now
But I
that's
agree with
a
her.
different story.
I couldn't, for me, two men, I'm sorry, it
That's
does
like
something.
going to a strip club. For me, going to a strip club like the one that we had talked about, that, and
Sure.
you said you knew somebody, I've been in that strip
My
club.
own flash
I don't
dance
go
down-
upstairs and watch the men strip. It's just not my thing, but I'll sit right there and watch those women because they are some sexy girls in that. Oh my God, I made a couple girls so much money when these guys were coming around the table, bringing money and putting it in front of me. I had a stack of money just to put on the table, have these girls dance with me. And you can't touch them. And I'm thinking, and they got these big old bouncers wanting to bounce me out. And I'm going,
Good luck.
are you kidding me? They're touching me. They're picking me up and tossing me down and they're touching me,
So Vicky, let me
Ange,
ask
didn't you own a, excuse me, I'm sorry, didn't you own a strip club?
Yeah, called Flash Dance.
Flash
I
Dance.
had
That's
30%
right.
ownership down in Florida.
remember. That's right.
In Newport Richie. And
Okay.
it was, it was fun.
Yeah.
But I was able to separate church and state. Okay,
course.
that's a business.
You can't sleep
I'm
with
there
all
to
the
make
girls.
money.
Yeah.
All right. No, I don't want. I'm not getting into that. And I was married at the time, and I don't cheat. I
know you don't.
Not that I'm some kind of angel. It's just that's something I don't want. I don't want to have that hanging over my head, right? That you got to say.
That's not a good thing to have, and I could tell now in the lifestyle, I would not like to do that because then it would bug me in the back of my head. I'd be going, okay.
I've got one other question regarding that. What about, have you had any experience either watching or seeing or being involved with either shy women or shy men?
Yes, I can be very shy. I'm not outgoing. I can't just go out there and grab a guy and go, come with me. I'm just not like that.
Does
It has
this
to be-
change you or those people?
I don't think so. Because the people I know, we're still friends, all of us.
And they're still shy.
I am. although let me tell you.
I'd like to buy a ticket to that one.
I am shy at a certain point. I don't, it just either works or it doesn't for me. And, but I get a little embarrassed. I don't know why. I think maybe the way I was raised, but I have gotten a lot more open with my body, with doing things, we were at Key West and my girlfriend and I walked in a place. Now it was what do you call it, where you wear the short skirts, schoolgirl night.
Yes.
And my hair was really long, and so I had it up in pigtails. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, Jesse, this place is not hopping. There's nobody in here. She goes, all right, I'll fix the music. She goes over, the DJ tells him what to put on. Her and I hit the stripper poles. I'm on the, I am on the bar, and there's these bars that go up, swinging around with my high wooden shoes. Wait till you see those. Those will knock you out.
I'm actually interested in them.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing a skirt about this big.
So partially naked.
Yeah, I just basically almost had a belt on, pretty much. And
No top.
Oh, I had a top on, but you
Oh.
could see through it.
Okay.
And then,
That doesn't count then.
And then
Usually we talk about off
my
camera.
wooden shoes that I had made. So, and I have them with me. I'll have to show them to you. They are awesome shoes. Awesome. Hey, the guy made me more than one pair too, by the way.
Look, I don't mean to cut you off, but as
Yeah, I
you
gotta-
know,
There's
Oh,
so
there's-
much-
wait, ask me your question.
ladies, yeah, why don't you ask the last question? Because like everything else, we are under a time restriction.
Okay.
So ask your question, please.
I'm just curious that now you've been with women and threesomes, whatever, foursomes, big group. What's your absolute preference? Is it still you and your husband?
It's still me and my husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think that's why, even
That's
though
why
I've
this
been-
hurts so much, is that you still are just totally,
And I'm abiding by the deal I made him.
do you
And-
think he feels the same?
No, fuck no.
Oh.
No, not at all.
That was my
And
question.
in fact, he's already, I call Dial-Up Fox. And he's, no, I don't do that, I'm not doing, my ass.
Well, he's promising them.
I know the difference
right?
in this man.
He's promising them, maybe they
Oh,
can take your place
He actually
in your
promised a
house.
few people that he was gonna, put them in my house, and I'm like, the
Yeah,
fuck, you
help
think
me-
you're gonna
help
bring somebody
me-
in my
yeah.
house that I built, that I found in my house? You are out of your fucking
Well,
mind.
that's part of the reason he wants you out of the way.
Well, yeah, exactly why he wants me out of the way. You think that's gonna happen? He's gonna go crazy before I do, because that shit ain't happening.
Well, what I
It's
can
like
tell
Doc's
you is,
point that about that situation, that's exactly what he was
Right.
pointing out, that
well,
I'm
at the
I'm
end,
still,
ladies,
I like the.
at the end of the
one-on-one.
day, I would want this to go on forever, but like we say, we're under a time a time limit with our studio. I just want you to know, and I want our audience to know that, first of all, I want to thank you for being so open, okay? And we're going to have more conversations about this because we are not part of a Jeffrey Epstein situation. Okay? This has nothing to do with what that animal did. And I talked about that on my own podcast that I did here at 3M when I talked about Jeffrey Epstein. So we're talking about adult parties, adult situations, being responsible adults, and just going out to have a little fun. All right? And have a good time.
And everybody's about the same age.
All
Exactly.
of which were consenting.
Right, everybody.
And
that's
everybody's
right.
about the same age, within a few
So,
years of.
Doc, would you agree that next time, Doc, excuse me, sir, how about on our next episode, can you expand, and I think Norma was asking about it, and probably so was Miss Vicky, let's expand on the witness protection program, and there's probably a lot of my friends out there that are saying, Uncle Ange, what are you doing with him? Well, if you hear the situation, I don't want anybody to get twisted. Just listen to what he has to say, that they brought him into this thing to take him down and then wanted to kill him. So, of course, the government had an obligation to send them out west where they send everybody. So just like I say, please, this is the podcast. The doctor and the good fella, we're open for any discussions. Hopefully by the next time you tune in, we have it all set up to receive phone calls from our outside people that are like and subscribing, and you can ask any question you want to our panel. On that note, I want everybody to be safe, have a great journey through life, and thank you for tuning in to the doctor and a good fella.